Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well, and today's video is all about the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax, that's the malarial parasite. So this parasite belongs to the protozoan phylums, and before going to discuss about this life cycle, so we first have to discuss about the host. Basically, the Plasmodium vivax is digenetic in nature. That means their life cycle is completed within two hosts. One is the human and other one that is the mosquito. So the asexual cycle of the Plasmodium vivax is completed in human, and their sexual cycle is completed in the Anopheles mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. So first, that is the asexual cycle of Plasmodium vivax in human. So first stage, that is the infection. That means the how does the infection occur in human. When a female Anopheles mosquito that contains some infective stage of parasite, especially the sporozoid stage. So when it bites a healthy person, that time it introduces some saliva into the bloodstream. And remember, the sporozoids are present in the salivary glands of the female Anopheles mosquito. Thousands of sporozoids are released into the bloodstream, and these sporozoids are small spindle-shaped and corp-shaped uninucleate organisms. So we have to remember here that the infective stage of Plasmodium vivax is always the sporozoid. Asexual cycle contains three phases, that is the liver schizogony, erythrocytic schizogony, and another one that is the post-erythrocytic schizogony. First is the liver schizogony. So now the sporozoids get into the liver to invade the hepatic cells, and this liver schizogony has also contained two phases, that is the pre-erythrocytic phase and the exoerythrocytic phase. During the pre-erythrocytic phase, the sporozoids which are spindle shaped now turns into cryptozoids which are rounded shaped, and then those cryptozoids grows for a number of days and become schizont. Now those schizonts are multiplied by the multiple fissions and becomes cryptomerozoids. Due to large number of cryptomerozoids, now the liver cells burst and the cryptomerozoids are liberated out from the liver cell. Then the exoerythrocytic phase, where the cryptomerozoids now enter the fresh liver cells to become the metacryptozoids. Here also the metacryptozoids undergo similarly the schizogony process to produce enormous number of metacryptomerozoids. Remember, the metacryptomerozoids are two types. One is the micro metacryptomerozoids and another is the macro metacryptomerozoids. The micro metacryptomerozoids has the ability to enter the RBC. So they enter into the RBC and start the erythrocytic stage. But the macro metacryptomerozoids cannot enter into the RBC, so they invade the fresh liver cell to continue the exoerythrocytic schizogony. Now the erythrocytic schizogony, where the micro metacryptomerozoids now enters into the RBC. This stage has four substages. So first one is the trophozoid stage, second one signet ring stage, third one is the amoeboid stage, then fourth one that is the schizont stage. In the first stage, that is the trophozoid stage, here the micro metacryptomerozoids now becomes rounded and modified into a young trophozoid. Then the second one, that is the signet ring stage. In this stage, the trophozoids grows in size and a central vacuole is developed, and this central vacuole pushes the nucleus into one side of the cytoplasm, and this looks like a ring. So this stage is called the signet ring stage. In this stage, the trophozoids ingest a large portion of cytoplasm of RBC. Thus, a food vacuole is formed, and into the food vacuole, it secretes the digestive enzymes. These enzymes break down the hemoglobin into its protein component and the hematin. The proteins are used as food, but the hematin that forms a toxic malarial pigment that is called the hemozoin. Then the amoeboid stage, where the signet trophozoid develops into amoeboid trophozoid, and it arises some pseudopodial processes into the cytoplasm of the RBC. Now after the active feeding stage, they becomes rounded and grows in size and becomes schizont. Now the schizones are undergoes to the schizogony process where its nucleus is divided to form 12 to 24 nuclei, and these nuclei are arranged at the periphery portions and cytoplasmic masses surrounding them. So now the each cytoplasmic mass with the one nucleus becomes merozoite. Simultaneously, the hemojoin granules are gathered at the center and it is causing the rupture of RBC so that the merozoites are now liberated into the blood plasma. Some merozoites invade the fresh RBC to repeat the erythrocytic cycle, whereas some of them invade again the liver cell. After entering into the RBC, now the merozoites becomes the gametocyte, and those gametocytes are two types. One is the microgametocyte, another one is the megagametocyte. So especially the microgametocytes referred as the male and the megagametocyte are referred as the female. Now the sexual cycle, which begins when a female Anopheles mosquito sucks blood from an infected person. Basically that person containing the gametocyte in their RBC. Now in the midgut of the mosquito, the gametocytes are developed into gamete, and this stage is known as the gametogenesis. Now the micro and the megagametes are formed, which are haploid in nature. Microgametes are formed by the exflagellation process, where the cytoplasm grows into long and thin flagella-like projections, and each projections break away and formed as a male gamete. And in megagamete, there is a cytoplasmic projection is arise that is called the cone of reception. Now the stage is fertilization, where a microgamete comes in contact with the megagamete and they fuse to form a zygote. Basically the zygotes are rounded and motionless, but after some time it becomes elongated and motile in nature. That's called the ookinete stage. Those ookinetes now penetrate through the wall of midgut and settle down under a thin membrane. And here the encystment is occurred, that means a cyst wall is formed. Now the ookinete is turned into oocyst. Now each oocyst enters into a phase of asexual multiplication, that's called the sporogony, and developed into sporozoites. These sporozoites liberated into the body cavity of mosquito, and these are motile in nature. So they move into different organs, but specially some of them penetrate into the salivary glands. This is all about the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax. Thank you.